Good evening. Hello, how are you all?
Fine.
Fantastic. You must show your presence by speaking aloud. How are you all?
Alhamdulillah.
Fine, thank you very much. Great. So, आज हमने we have to focus our attention on IELTS speaking part 1. You know the part 1, the nature of the part 1 is very simple. It's a very simple part. It's the basic part. Part 1 is basic, whereas part 3 is advanced level. So in between there comes part 2. It's all about cue card. लेकिन हम cue card में और part 3 में जाने से पहले we'll be just talking a little bit about part 1 questions. The questions are very straightforward and they are based on your opinions most probably, most of the times. Opinions, and first of all you will give your opinion and then you will give reason of your opinion by using because. Alright, so here the number of questions would be maybe 8, 10 or 12. Accordingly, it will all depend on the length of your answer. If your answers would be longer, your questions would be short in number, small in number, less in number, and vice versa. If your answers would be longer, your questions will be shorter, and if your answers will be shorter, your number of questions will be more. So that's the very basic phenomenon. For 4 to 5 minutes, you'll continue speaking on these topics. The question will be on 2 to 3 different topics. The topics will be like hometown, pastime, weather, fashion, technology, restaurants, food, free time activities, so on and so forth. So these are going to be the kind of questions or topics on which questions will be being asked. Alright, now questions would be very short and you have to keep the answer very short. It mustn't increase from 2 to 3 sentences, 3 to 4 sentences approximately. Number of sentences would be used in the part 1. So now let's talk about part 1 questions. Before starting the questions, I must tell you that as far as part 1 is concerned, you have to be very straightforward. Don't express yourself at a length. Don't speak too much in the part 1 because you will be given time in part 2 and 3 to speak for a longer period of time. You can speak more sentences if you are for speaking a lot. So you will be given the time. Alright, so in part 1, the number of sentences will be 3 to 4. And more important would be, so it will be the time duration of 15 to 20 seconds, not more than that. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to ask you questions and you will have to give the answer. और साथ साथ हम feedback भी देंगे आपको where you are not performing well, so that our viewers and our students may understand how they can rectify themselves and how they can come up to the standard of part 1 in IELTS speaking module. Alright, over to you guys. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to answer the questions and you will have to give the answer to all the questions being asked. So let's start talking about topics. Okay, this is going to be your topic now. Okay, let's talk about the studies first. What subjects are you studying?
I'm doing BS in Accounting and Finance. I have just completed my first semester and my second semester we're going to start from the next month. Okay, and why did you choose to study that subject? I chose these subjects because I'm good at maths and I've always been interested in the business field.
Do you like your subject? Why and why not?
Yes, I like my subjects because they are very interesting and fun at the same time.
Is it very interesting?
Yes, it is because there are a lot of challenges and actually I'm good at maths, so I love to do this subject.
All right. And are you looking forward to working?
Not yet. I have no plans for working because I'm a student and I have to give full time towards my studies to achieve good grades.
Great. And do you prefer to study in the mornings or afternoons, and why?
Both. I'm comfortable with both, but mostly I like to study in the evenings.
All right. So it was a good exercise and good effort. You have given short answers, but you could have increased one or two sentences more if you want to justify yourself being a good student who claims good band scores. All right. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. It's your turn now. Your topic is going to be about home or accommodation. Do you live in a house or flat, or what kind of house or accommodation do you live in?
I live in a house. It's a double-story brick house.
Okay. Live in a house. It's a double-story big house. Why don't you live in a flat?
Because my house is near to my academy, so I live in a house, not in a flat.
Not in a flat. If given a chance, what would you prefer, a house or a flat to live in?
I prefer a house because here my family also with me.
Great.
And I do things very well in house.
You are comfortable in your house. Please describe it a little, your house, please.
Okay. My house, my house is a two-story brick house. There are four bedrooms with attached bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, and a TV lounge. We spend most of
Great. And what's your favorite room in your house?
My own room is my favorite room in my house because I have decorated it with my own taste.
Great. So that's lovely. You have decorated with your own taste. What have you done to make your room look better?
I keep my room neat and clean. I keep my room neat and clean, and the wall paint color is light pink because it's my favorite color.
Okay. And who do you live with in your house?
I live with my parents and my brother.
Which room does your family spend most of the time in, and why?
We whole the family spend most of time in living room. We eat there, watch TV, and deal with informal guests.
Thank you very much. It was your first time you spoke about the part 1 speaking topic.
Yes.
You were not feeling a lot of confident, but you will, with the passage of time, you'll become a confident speaker, and you will also claim good band scores in part 1. Excellent. Very nice. It's a good, answer. These are good answers to start with. Okay, your topic is hometown, and I will ask you the questions, and the first question is, what's the name of your hometown?
I'm from Lahore. It's one of the major metropolitan cities of Punjab.
All right.
Yeah.
So explain it a little more.
It's situated in the heart of Punjab, right next to the Wagah border, and its population is about 14 million people, and it's a major city of Pakistan.
Great. Please describe your hometown a little more.
It is quite a beautiful city. It has a lot of facilities for people. It has clean water running, and electricity, and gas, and water as well.
And how long have you been living there?
I've been living here since my birth, and haven't really moved anywhere else. So, yeah.
Do you, honestly speaking, like your hometown, and why?
Yes, I do like living in my hometown. There are some things that I really like, and there are some things that I don't. For example, I usually don't like the smoke in Lahore. It's way too unhealthy for us. It causes irritation in the throat and other complications, creates health complications.
What would you like to say about AQI level of Lahore?
Oh my goodness, it's hazardous right now. It's 287. It shouldn't be this much. our government isn't doing anything on this topic.
All right. Yeah, it is harmful, undoubtedly. What do you like most about your hometown?
Probably the infrastructure and the lot of buildings and parks, because they're really built beautifully. And apart from that, I really love the shopping malls as well. They're so beautiful, especially Emporium Mall. It's quite humongous to me.
All right.
The infrastructure is so complex. When you go inside, you see the ceilings and all the pillars.
Is there anything you dislike about your hometown?
Just like before, I will say that probably the smoke and traffic as well. The people here are really reckless drivers.
How your hometown Lahore is different from other towns of Pakistan?
Probably because a lot of my relatives and family live here, and so it's quite dear to me, this city. And I don't think I will be able to move to another city without them.
It's very close to your heart. Thank you very much. Like always, you spoke really very well. I wish you all the very best of luck. I mean, there's a need to improve yourself further. Using a little more vocabulary and making sentences more grammatically attractive could be, could play a very vital role in increasing your confidence and band scores in IELTS speaking. All right, please. What's your topic, please? Transport. All right. And the first question is, how do you go to work or your school or your wherever you're working in the morning? Yes, please. How do you travel?
Actually, I work in city. It's about 25 kilometers from my hometown, and take private bus to work. And it's a lot of traffic to nearby my office, and it's too hard to find parking.
All right.
It's very hard to find parking, and there are some private garages, but they are so expensive.
What is the most popular mode of transportation in your hometown?
Within my hometown, bikes are most popular in my hometown.
All right. So do you think that riding the bike is fantastic for the atmosphere or for the environment?
Yes, I think in Tiny Town there's a narrow road, and this narrow road and driving car is most challenging.
All right. So how far is it your home from the work or from school where you are studying in the morning?
Actually, I work in Sakhar. It's 25 kilometers from my hometown.
All right, okay. And do you wish that you must have a car to drive for reaching your destination in the morning? What would you prefer, a car or a bike?
I prefer bike because in Tiny Town I have...
And don't you think it becomes difficult to ride the bike in the mornings, the cold mornings? Okay. And do you think that people will drive more in the future?
I think people don't drive more in the public because we have already traffic.
All right, thank you very much. You need to have a lot of room for improvement. You will improve with the best of time, but it was the first time actually when somebody asked the question for the first time, you start giving the answers. It looks a bit strange or tough in the beginning, but with the best of time, you become habitual of facing the camera or speaking in front of in front of the camera. That's right. The next one, please. Running. So, do you go running a lot?
Yes, I like running. It's my preferred sport. At the end of the day, I go running, and it gives me relief from all my stress. And all my for a moment of time, I forget all my troubles. Running keeps me healthy and fit.
Running keeps you healthy, and where do you usually go for running?
Well, I prefer outside because I don't like running in a gym or on a treadmill because I like to enjoy the scenery and the fresh air. I usually go the park near my house and I do 15 to 10 laps of around the park. I see many people there walking and running, which keeps me motivated.
All right, and what was the last time you went running?
Well, I usually go running 4 or 5 days a week. The last I went running was the day before yesterday.
Okay, and what do you think of running as a sport?
Well, it is an excellent sport, but it is not a traditional sport like cricket, football and hockey, etc. People compete in running like many ways. There are many sports like sprint, marathon, relays running, and it requires a lot of hard work, discipline and endurance.
All right. So what's the difference between old people and young people in running?
Well, the difference between old people and young people running is that the old people usually go for running to make themselves fit and healthy.
Is it difficult for the young people or difficult for the old people to go running?
It's definitely difficult for the old people to go on a run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you need to have the time for running. Old people don't feel comfortable in running because of their lifestyle. It becomes too difficult and painful experience.
Yeah.
But for the youngsters, it's like a sport. Okay, thank you very much. Chatting is the next one. Do you like chatting with friends?
Yes.
Or with family? With a future family? All right.
With everyone. I chat with my friends because I am a social person and I have a lot of friends. If I can't, I want to stay in contact with my friends. If I can't, if I can't meet them, I usually call them regularly.
All right. If you can't meet them, you call them regularly. Okay. And what do you usually chat about with friends? The topics?
If I haven't met a friend for a long time, then we usually talk about what's going on in our lives, with our work and family, etc. If I met a friend regularly, we usually talk about sports, movie, TV series which we are watching, and the books we are reading, and also the new hobbies or habits we adopted, and many more topics such as politics.
What do you prefer, chatting with a group of people or with one exclusive friend?
I usually prefer chatting with a group of people. It is more fun when we are in bunch, in a bunch. Usually in one-to-one conversation, if we are discussing a very serious issue which we cannot share with everyone, I usually prefer one-to-one conversation.
Do you prefer to communicate face-to-face or social media is your main weapon?
I prefer with the face-to-face conversation rather than social media.
What about the video calls?
Video calls, that is exception. Usually because in face-to-face conversation we can portray our emotions and feelings in a better way rather than on social media.
And the last one, do you argue with your friends?
Usually.
Sometimes the crosstalk?
Usually such topics on politics and some others, which are...
I would recommend you never talk about politics or religion with your friends because they can cause breakup. I beg your pardon. All right, so thank you very much. Thank you. Are you ready, guys? Yes, please. Yours is helping others.
My topic is maths.
Labs.
Maths.
Your topic is labs.
Maths. GPS mapping or a paper mapping.
Maps. Do you often use maps?
Yes, I often use maps. I use them when I am outside my hometown. In cities, I am not familiar with. I usually use Google Maps. And if I can't use this, I
You get lost. All right. Your parents feel very comfortable when you are lost, because it takes you 2-3 days to come back, and they feel comfortable in your absence. I beg your pardon. All right. So, do you think that Google Maps has facilitated our lifestyle?
Yes, because it is very easy for the people who are not familiar with the routes of their cities. So it is easy to use Google Maps and visit it to places.
How is it different? In the past, people used the paper maps, but these days they are using virtual maps or electronic maps. Is it different?
I think paper maps is very difficult to understand. I usually use GPS apps rather than Google Maps. I only remember using the paper maps at the recently at the national park, where I went for the vacations. The phone signal was not good, and I was given a paper map at the entrance of the park.
Okay. How often do you use maps or on your phone?
I use it whenever I go to places. Whenever I go to new places or places I have visited before, because I don't remember all the routes. In cities I am not familiar with, because my hometown is not so big. I am familiar with my routes and roads.
Thank you very much indeed, my dear friends. You have given presentations on your part 1 of speaking module. Are you ready? What's your topic? Clothing is your topic. So the first question about clothing would be, what kind of clothes do you like to wear and why?
I like to wear jeans and t-shirt. They are both comfortable and stylish. I have some wear formal suit for special occasion, and although they are never look nice, they are never comfortable.
And do you prefer to wear comfortable and casual clothes, or you like to wear informal clothes?
I prefer to wear comfortable and casual clothes. It doesn't mean like I like to wear pajama all day. Comfortable clothes, t-shirt and jeans can be smart and can look put together.
And do you like wearing t-shirts?
Yes, I love wearing t-shirt, and graphic t-shirt are my favorite. I like the one with quite on them.
When you go for choosing clothes or buying them from the market, so do you go alone or you go with your friends?
No, I'm not too fond of shopping and don't spend too much time choosing clothes. I have also starting to shop online. It's so much more and time saving. There most stores have website and online like Amazon also have good clothing.
Thank you very much indeed for reading the answers, from stealing the answer rather from the phone. All right, so next time you should try to be honest with answers. All right, guys, thank you very much. Give this mic back to me. And for a sample, Miss Uruj is going to ask me the questions from the next topic. Okay, please. You'll mold it like this. Get it back. Here you go.
Okay. The topic name is musical instruments. Have you ever learned to play a musical instrument?
Absolutely not. I have never been into musical instruments. I think it's a difficult task for me to play the musical instruments like mandolin, flute, harmonium. But I think it looks wonderful when I'm watching people playing these musical instruments, by the way.
Okay. What musical instruments do you enjoy listening the most?
I like listening to harmonium because it's really amazing instrument. When you play it creates melodious sound, and I think that it should be played quite often by me. I am really surprised if I happen to just learn it someday and start, playing myself this musical instrument.
Do you think children should learn to play an instrument at school?
I believe that school is a time or a period where students can learn a lot. It's the major part of their life because they have to spend first 10 years, 20 years if they are, it's a secondary school, so they can learn a lot. So multiple kind of talents or skills should be focused by the management, and the students have enough potential to explore in school time, and it's better if they happen to learn all that stuff during their education at school.
Do you think music education is important for children?
I myself like singing songs, and I think that it creates a bit of symmetry in your life. You become outstanding when you listen to music. If you are sad, it makes you even sadder, sometimes the music. And if you're feeling sad, sometimes the music makes you feel happy. So it's all about your feelings. So learning music could change you, or rather transform your entire life. I believe that music is the food of love. If you have an opportunity, play on.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much indeed. It was kind of, simple. You could speak so fluently, confidently in front of the examiner feel impressed. And the bottom line is, you must speak so naturally that the speaker speaks and the examiner understands what is being spoken. The 4 things are very important in speaking, and the numbers are also granted on the base of these 4 things. Number 1 is the grammar. Your grammatical sentences should be correct, and there should be multiplicity in the structural English of grammar. Grammar structures. And secondly, vocabulary, lexical resource. You should try to use the fancy words. If you can't, no problem. Try to use the simple words, but in an accurate manner with good pronunciation. The third thing is pronunciation. It means the clarity that you're speaking, it should be clear to the examiner, lock, stock, and barrel. And last but not the least is fluency, that you must speak so fluently that there should not be a big stop. There shouldn't be, I must say that blank. You mustn't get blank. You mustn't feel, you mustn't have the long pauses, because the long pauses can create a bit of, can worsen your presentation. But when you're taking long pauses. So these 4 things, if you keep in your mind, I'm sure you're going to get good marks in speaking part 1, part 2, and part 3 accordingly. God bless you all. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm going to see you shortly in another video. Until then, bye-bye.